last week's press conference, we tried to analyze why the government lost its majority support. And we concluded our analysis stating that we are more interested to know what the fellow MPs of the United Democrats consistently do within the coalition that the UD fraction leader, MP Myers, does not want to support this government anymore. What is it that they consistently do that MP Myers, as a St. Martiner, as a father, as a man, as a person, cannot be a part of government anymore? What MP Myers has been defending that in his heart he didn't want to defend anymore? Well, this week, MP Frankie Myers came out with a press release, and we quote, to share with the people of St. Martin the reasons for the recent shake-up that he caused. With more than 13,000 poor and needy households in St. Martin, and with 9 out of the 10 households in St. Martin having to survive with less than 4,000 guilders a month, with between 13,000 to 15,000 housing units structurally damaged by Hurricane Irma to be built back better and stronger, and with prices of goods and services continuously rising, and the food prices in St. Martin recording the highest increase in the Kingdom of the Netherlands, in the region, and compared to Europe and North America, whereas the workers are not getting living wages, but poverty wages, poverty social allowances, and the seniors poverty pensions, so that they cannot survive or even build back better and stronger homes, one would think that MP Myers withdraw his support from government to prioritize the right to development of the people of St. Martin and prioritizing policies to eradicate the poverty. What we can conclude is that MP Myers is still in support of the governing program, which he signed as a member of the United Democrats. As we have reported before, this governing program, neither the National Recovery and Resilience Plan, will not eradicate the poverty, but it has to build back our country to the level before Hurricane Irma struck and exposed the poverty and the lack of adequate housing for the people in St. Martin. What were the reasons that MP Myers gave this time why he withdrew his support from the government? These were, number one, constant feeling of frustration about how the political process was unfolding. Number two, having to defend government policies he was reluctant to agree, but, we quote, for the greater good and for the general well-being of St. Martin and its people, he said, so that St. Martin could receive financial aid after Irma devastated the island, he supported them. Number three, a concerted effort, he said, by members of the coalition as well as opposition trying to pick off ministers one by one. Number four, a lack of political mentoring of some MPs made them make decisions without taking the larger political ramifications into consideration. And because of these actions, a lack of cohesion, communication, and common goal, he said. And number five, the stage we are in with the reconstruction, he said, and the need to speed up. We would be no better off than the Bahamas should be when the Hurricane Dorian, who just struck them again by a hurricane. Furthermore, he mentioned as reason for withdrawing his support from government some current geopolitical challenges. He said we are not looking at, but we go about picking petty local fights for selfish or grandstanding reasons, blaming everybody else, and not taking our own responsibility. As an example he gave, the threat of being blacklisted if we do not comply with the OECD and the Caribbean Financial Assistance TF guidelines, and the impact that can have on our tourism product, our ability as a country to be a trading hub, let alone be a trading partner with the rest of the world. the impact of migration from Venezuela on our socio-economic construct, the Brexit, and the yet unknown impact for the brothers and sisters in Anguilla, the intensification of relationships with our brothers and sisters on the northern part of our island to achieve synergy. But what MP Myers wanted to achieve with this shake-up? We quote, "Hopefully my decision will force the realization of the negative environment we have created for ourselves and jumpstart the fostering of a positive mindset and a can-do mentality to contribute to the much-needed continuity of government, cohesion, and unity. I did what I had to do," he said, "with integrity and best intentions for the country to go forward on a more stable basis in the best interest of our sweet St. Martin land and its people." Nowhere in any of the declarations of MP Myers, the reason given was that he could no longer support the UD-SMCP coalition government, as it was not in the best interest of the more than 30,000 poor and needy households in St. Martin, having to survive with less than 4,000 guilders a month.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
I would like to go a little bit into the dump management part. Originally, when this meeting was called in November of 2018, as I mentioned before, the situation with the fires at the dump was not very much in control. The management of the main dump was outsourced to the company, Roberto & Sons, and while the management of the Irma dump site was always under the management of the Ministry of Rummy. The incidence of fires on the dump is not a recent or new issue, but something we have known for many years. Even in 2012, when the dump was at the time managed by another company, Windward Roads, there were several incidents of large fires. So much so that even the public prosecutor started an investigation into the situation back then. However, we cannot dispute the fact that in 2018, the situation with fires at the landfill was very much out of control and had become a more severe nuisance to the population. In fact, we are ever aware that a court injunction case was started against the government around August of 2018 because of the nuisance and potential health effects of the smoke and emissions as a result of the dump fires, as was mentioned in the previous meeting of Parliament in 2018. Up to the month of June of that year, there were a total of 31 fires at the landfill. The more recent frequent incidences of fires at the dump had to do with lack of proper management of the landfill and with insufficient cover material or fill being applied to avoid ignition of the fires and to cut the abundant supply of oxygen to fires. The dump was simply being left uncovered for too long. Because of inadequate supply of fill material, also there was inadequate security at the landfill to control, observe, and report the incidents of fires so that this can be tackled and suppressed in a quick manner. As was mentioned in the previous meeting of Parliament, this was nothing new, as there is a report of the SOAB of July 2017, which has been made available in the past to Parliament, which expressed the faults and shortcomings in the management of the landfill. However, in 2018, this severe lack of adequate management, having partly also to do with the inadequate capacity of the dump management contractor at the time, really came to the forefront. This is also in part as a result of the hurricanes in 2017, which caused a significant spike in the amount of garbage deposited at the dump, which simply overwhelmed the contractor. With the excessive amount of fires at the time that were largely out of control, ROMI started its discussion in August 2018 to terminate the contract with the contractor for the dump early. However, the financial demands of the contractor were unreasonable and could not be afforded by the government. Given its precarious financial situation, it was decided to await the end of the contract period, which was the 31st of December 2018. However, the situation didn't show any signs of improvement, and in the end, ROMI permanently took over the management of the main dump from the contractor on the 30th of November 2018 and paid out the contractor for the remainder of the contract without any work being done. The 29th of November 2019 was the last fire worth mentioning at the landfill. 2018, sorry. Dump fires are very common on any landfill around the world. The question is simply how and how fast do we deal with them? In essence, how prepared are you for when, not if, a dump fire starts? Since November of 2018, the government has outsourced the security on the landfill 24/7 to a private security company. This enables ROMI to detect and respond more quickly to any incidents of fires. Furthermore, since the complete takeover of the landfill by ROMI, the ministry has engaged in an aggressive program of sourcing fill from various construction and other projects to have sufficient fill on the dump to cover the garbage adequately and timely. However, fill can be expensive and is not always available, aside from causing all kinds of other erosion and environmental problems, depending on where it is sourced from. In that respect, we have recently begun the use of a so-called alternative daily cover, or ADC, which is a commercial product called Posse Shell, mixed with cement and water to cover the compressed garbage, which is a fire retardant material that can replace the daily use of fill to cover the garbage. This material promises to be more readily available than fill and has no apparent environmental impact. In addition, we have rented a compactor for the garbage, which helps to compress the garbage and avoid air pockets that trap oxygen, while also extending the active life of the landfill. ROMI has also begun a more directed initiative of sorting some of the materials from the garbage for alternative disposal, such as metals, tires, pallets, etc.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/quick-
Last week, the Prime Minister gave a factual summary regarding the financing of the airport terminal reconstruction project. And I'm confident that her press statement has helped to address the speculation about other financing options for the reconstruction of the airport. I'm also confident that the recent press release of Fidanova has provided further clarity about what is real and what is just speculation when it comes to the financing of our airport. What is real is that the Council of Ministers and Parliament of St. Maarten have adopted the 2019 budget, and that this budget includes provisions for the financing of the airport terminal by the World Bank, Trust Fund, the European Investment Bank, and the Government of the Netherlands. The Council of Ministers, and I expect Parliament also, supported this budget because we know at least three things. One, the importance of financial assistance for the airport because the airport has faced delinquencies on the debt since Irma. Secondly, the offered financing for the airport through the Trust Fund and the European Investment Bank is extremely attractive for the airport and the country itself with below-market terms. Moreover, the financing includes a grant of the Trust Fund that will ultimately flow back into the national budget, money that we can use for other projects as well. And thirdly, the offered financing of the Trust Fund and the European Investment Bank is and continues to be the only tangible option on the table that actually aligns the interest of our airport, the bondholders, and the government of St. Maarten. Over the past year, I have heard people say we would just give the airport a guarantee of $50 or even $100 million. And I have had read in the media about new loan proposals of up to $240 million. Ladies and gentlemen, this country really needs to wake up. The government of St. Maarten is legally and financially not able to provide a guarantee of tens of millions of dollars, and any new loan requires collateral. The question would be, what would be this collateral? Our patrimony, the airport terminal, and operations? This Council of Ministers, and certainly this minister, will not allow this country to sell out our airport like that. Not on my watch. So once again, where are we now? Based on the 2019 budget and the commercial deal with the bondholders, a list of legal agreements are being concluded. The first one is the grant agreement with the World Bank of $51 million plus a liquidity support facility of $21 million. Secondly, the finance agreement with the European Investment Bank of $50 million. Thirdly, an undertaking with the bondholders and the airport on the release of all remaining insurance proceeds, which amounts to $71 million. Fourthly, an on-lending agreement with the airport for the part that is financed by the Trust Fund. And finally, the on-lending agreement with the airport for the part that is financed by the loan of the European Investment Bank. For these financial arrangements, the country can stand as guarantor. We are not selling out, we are securing our assets. Prior to these agreements, the government of St. Maarten has already concluded agreements with the airport for $20 million in financing. This bridge financing is currently being used by the airport to avoid bankruptcy, to pay its employees, and to continue the ongoing works in the terminal. All other agreements are in their final form and with the Council of Ministers as we speak. We are talking about agreements with a total value of more than $200 million US. Hence, the need for proper due diligence. The people of St. Martin will soon read in the newspaper about actual signing ceremonies rather than fluffy presentations. With the attractive financing of the Trust Fund, the European Investment Bank, and the government of the Netherlands, the airport will be able to flourish and continue to grow as a regional hub. Personally, I foresee a great future for our airport with major improvements, including an extension of the runway and yes, with a US pre-clearance facility. I'm certain that any government that sits in our seat will do everything in their power to support the airport when asked to do so. In any case, this Council of Ministers will continue to negotiate the bilateral treaty with the US on pre-clearance. We will continue to help the airport in attracting any financing that is necessary now and in the future, and we will continue to support the airport in strengthening its corporate governance to ensure the money is spent right. We do that for the benefit of our airport and its employees, but first and foremost for the future of this country, our country, and I thank you.
I celebrated with the top performers for the 2019 Foundation-Based Education Exit Examinations. We recognized the students receiving the top scores for the 4 subject areas: English, Math, Dutch, and General Knowledge. And we also recognized the overall highest achiever. 8 students received gift certificates, as there were 4 tied for the highest score in General Knowledge, and 2 tied for the highest score in English. The overall top performer was Mahika Ramchandani of the St. Dominic Primary School. Mahika achieved a total score of 298 out of 330 points. Congratulations to all these students who are now attending the secondary school of their choice. I would like to encourage the students who are currently in Group 8 or 6th grade to study hard and to do their best so that they can also achieve excellent grades on their FBE exit exams at the end of this school year. Last Friday, I signed an MOU with the board of the University of St. Martin Foundation as we agreed to the terms of the government's continued subsidy with this key local institution. The cooperation between the government and the USM is a pivotal factor in our goals for tertiary education. USM has gone through a thorough auditing exercise by the SORB, the Government Auditing Bureau, and the ministry and USM. We're all pleased with the outcome. As you may know, over the last several years, USM received an annual subsidy of 850,000 guilders. However, in the 2019 budget, USM subsidy was increased to 1.7 million guilders. The MOU indicates what the University of St. Martin Foundation has to do to be able to receive their subsidy. One of the last things that we are waiting on from the University of St. Martin Foundation is their vision and their business plan. As the Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport, I would like to thank the staff of the Department of Education, the SOAB, and the board and management and staff of the USM for their cooperation in making it possible for the ministry and USM to be able to conclude the deliberations and the auditing with the signing of an MOU. The Student Support Services Division will be hosting a workshop on September 24th, 2019, entitled Making Your Time Count. And this will be held at the Student Support Services Division office from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. The aim is to help students explore careers and research colleges. Students are encouraged to be on time and to register for the workshop since space is limited. If parents or students have any questions on these workshops, they can contact the Student Support Services Division at telephone 543-1235 for more information. The Student Support Services Division office is located in the Amigo building across from the police station and next to the Windward Islands Bank. Finally, I'd like to say that there is a weather system, and we just heard from my colleague minister, his name Jerry, and Jerry's heading our way. And I would like to ask parents, school boards, and school managers to tune in to the government radio station for updates about what will happen, especially with regard to the closing of schools, if this becomes necessary.